I spent the equivalent of an entire life sentence in a high security prison. Well, that got your attention. Now, let's just reach back into the mists of time a little bit, and I'll tell you a story about a younger me. Maybe not a wiser me, but certainly a younger me. This is going to be a channel update video, but I thought it was maybe time to just give you a little bit of a context into maybe sort of who I am and what I'm all about, where I came from, and hopefully where I'm headed. I used to be a prison officer. In fact, I used to be a senior prison officer, but that's not how I started out in my career. In fact, I started out, as any prison officer does, as a basic grade prison officer. I was 21 years old. I was very young. In fact, I was too young. Don't worry, I will get to the point. About 2 years into the job, a promotion came up for a supervising officer. That was the first step in the rung. I was already a sort of control and restraint instructor and this type of thing. Back then there used to be a rather autocratic style when it came to management, particularly in high security prison environments.
You in on a little secret, Jesse. We can, and we are.
So I handed the guy who was going to do the interview panel, a man called Ken. Let's just leave it at Ken. Maybe someday he'll watch this video and laugh. But about a week before my interview, I handed him a book, and the book was called First Break All the Rules, and it's by a man called Marcus Buckingham. In fact, I'll put links to that below. It's a really old management book, but it's still around on Amazon, stuff like that. Now, that should have been the end of my career. You don't tell a senior prison governor who you're hoping is going to promote you that you've been reading a book called First Break All the Rules.
I believe in two things: discipline and the Bible. Here you'll receive both. Put your trust in the Lord. Your ass belongs to me.
But he promoted me, and I was immediately in charge of 250 prisoners. High security prisoners, a dozen staff on any given shift. And it was a big job. Now, he hired me, but he never returned that book. And I like to think that over the years he may have read that book occasionally, or maybe he just threw it in the bottom of a drawer. So I kind of made it my life's mission, to be honest, to get all the way to the top. Now, it should have been impossible. Essentially, it was impossible. Senior prison managers are very few and far between in this world. There's not a lot of positions out there. So, year after year, department after department, I sort of navigated my way through a rather interesting but quite difficult career path.
It's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that itch.
I made it. I finally got to the top. Then I quit. Don't worry, this update is coming, and don't worry, I'm not going to quit. Let's call it a huge career. It's probably the most defining point of my life up to that point when I left the prison service. I had my own company, I had my own travel company, moved around. I bounced back into the custodial environment, believe it or not, for about a year. Kind of testing the water again, but it wasn't the same. It's no longer a part of my life, and it never will be. So where are we going with this? Right, for years now I've been living abroad. Spent a good year and a bit in China. Where else? Thailand for a year. I lived in Cyprus, in Greece for a year. Bouncing back and forward to the UK here and there, just for a couple of weeks here and there to give a nod to people, then away again. And this time last year I was actually in Indonesia. I was living in Bali, Indonesia. I spent most of my time riding around on motorbikes on volcanoes and stuff like that. I'm looking to get out of that jail again. Much as I love this place, it's time for me to move on. But I better watch I don't fall. That would be a disaster. Anyway, it's a bit misty today. If I disappear out to sea, I might never be found again. Guys, if you don't live here already, you've got to come to Scotland, man. I'm telling you, this beach and this mist and this old castle, this is as Scottish as it gets, man. Honest to God. honestly. Now, you might be wondering how I've managed to sustain myself all of these years, thinking, has this guy got money or what's he done to be able to live abroad and do all these things. Now, I got to the point there where I've got this Himalayan ready to go, ready to travel. There's light at the end of the tunnel, woohoo! Now my plan was to sustain myself doing what I've always done for the last few years, and that's earning money online. Now I'm not going to get into exactly what that is. Don't worry, it's not OnlyFans, I don't take my clothes off. But there's a problem. In the last few weeks it's safe to say that the mist has rolled in and there's a few barriers now. Because guys, the plan was simple. Travel every day on my Himalayan, make my YouTube videos, sit down with my laptop for a couple of hours every day, make money, keep travelling, keep making the videos. So what am I going to do? Is it time to panic?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
What should I do? I don't do panic. I really don't. It's no my thing. But what I can do is pivot. I can change. I can move direction. I'm not scared of change because I've done it so many times. I stop, I dust myself off, pick myself up, and I move on. Now, the Chinese have got the same word for opportunity as they do for crisis. Crisis-tunity. Upper crisity. Who cares, man? See, the thing is, folks, I'm entirely confident in the next few weeks, if not months, I can replace that income stream so that I can continue this journey. But it's going to take time, and just as we had light at the end of the tunnel and we're ready to get back out there, it's not going to be for a wee while yet. But that's not the end of the world, because apart from trying to replace that income stream, I've also decided we do something else. I'm going to throw the entire kitchen sink at this YouTube channel. It's time to break all the rules again. I've been looking at all these gurus online, all of these YouTube experts, and they talk about new channels and how they should try to grow organically. If you're a new channel, you should upload 2 videos every single week, because you don't want to oversaturate the algorithm. You don't want to confuse the algorithm. You want to make it consistent. You want to make sure that you don't oversaturate your subscribers with too much content. But what happens if you don't have any subscribers? It's a very simple question. Well, what are you talking about? See, if you travel far enough inland away from the sea, you start to get away from that mist. I recently watched a Casey Neistat video where he quoted John Baltasaro. He said, if you want to be successful, you need to be possessed.
Oh, fucking die!
So, whilst we're on the subject of being possessed, welcome to the Shanter Bridge in Ayr. Now, this bridge is famous. It's immortalised in a poem by Rabbie, the great Scottish poet. If life throws you melons, make melonade. Alright? Obviously my approach is going to be to try and replace that online income so that I can get on the road. Now, I don't expect to do that with YouTube income, that's just nonsense. That could be a year down the line, could be 2 years down the line. Who knows? Might be never. But I'm going to keep making these videos because I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the feedback. I think I'm improving every time I make a new video. You tell me in the comments whether that's true or not. But every one of these little videos I'm going to make, I'm going to maybe do like, I don't know exactly yet, but maybe it'll be like a Top Tips Tuesday or a Beginner's Day, or I want to do like a Q&A day every week, maybe on a Friday, because I'm getting a lot of comments that are questions and I'm replying to them all. But I'm already getting to the point where I'm trolling back through and I'm saying, have I missed any, have I missed any, have I missed any? So there's loads of questions on there that if I do a little weekly Q&A, I can give people a shout out who asked the question, try and answer the question on that Q&A. I can have a day every week, maybe a Tuesday or a Thursday or whatever, where I can do gear reviews. I can have a day every week where I'm working on the Himalayan. I want to do at least 2 vlogs. Now, because I can't go abroad, that's one thing. But I live in one of the most stunning countries on earth. That's just a fact. You might have picked up on that recently. with some of these videos. So I want to get out on the road with the Himalayan and, you know, tour some castles and try and tell wee stories and things like that. I think people might be quite interested in that. So truth be told, guys, I don't know what people want yet. So I'm not just going to scattergun it and throw it out there, but I'm going to approach it in a kind of methodical way. So there will be sort of videos coming every day or every 2 days, but I'll be testing to see what people really like. And I've no doubt that I put certain subject matter out there that people are just not interested in. And that's fine, I'll drop it off the table, but it means I'm able to find out just exactly what people want to see, want to watch. That's not going to be sustainable long term, obviously. And all of these YouTube gurus that I've been looking at, new channel, 2 uploads a week, don't saturate your audience, don't confuse the YouTube algorithm. Guys, I only care about people. And the bottom line is, already there's quite a few people subscribing to this channel now. Bigger channels obviously get thousands, tens of thousands, but 270 people is a lot of people to me, because a subscriber is a person. That's somebody who watched some of my videos and thought, I'm going to watch this guy. And I'm dead grateful for that. I really am, you've got no idea. And the success of the channel so far, it's very small, but things are starting to snowball in terms of the hours and the clicks and how many views I'm getting. I think most people maybe subscribe because they're into Himalayans. A lot of people have subscribed because they're waiting for me to travel. I've said that in the comments. I get a lot of comments, it's really great. I'm trying to answer every single one of them. Even the haters, I'm giving you a big thumbs up. And even when I see some nonsense, I'll give you a big thumbs up, because I think your views are relevant. They're certainly just as relevant as mine. I mean, I ain't no expert when it comes to this. So Tam was out drinking, as he was wont to do almost every night with his friends in here. Where none surpasses, yeah. But his wife, his angry wife, was waiting at home, yeah. Where she gathered her brows like a gathering storm. So anyway, Tam's heading home, and he gets as far as the church, the kirk here. He looks through the window, and there's all these demons and witches, and they're all possessed. Anyway, they spot him and his horse, and they start to chase him. Now he charges up this bridge here. He's lucky it was so close. One of the witches grabs Meg's tail, his horse's tail, and rips it off. But they won't cross running water, yeah, because they're possessed. Yeah. So, should I cross this bridge here? Do I dare disturb the universe? Do I dare break all the rules again? I think I do. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's go, Meg!
Now let's knock this motherfucker out of the park!